Do whatever you will, but first be such as are able to will. My philosophy is inverted Platonism. The further a thing is from true being, the purer, the lovelier, the better it is. Living in illusion as a goal. Is life not 1,000 times too short for us to bore ourselves? Surrounded by the flames of jealousy, the jealous one winds up, like the scorpion, turning the poisoned sting against himself. What does your conscience say? / you should become the person you are / Truths are illusions, which we have forgotten are illusions. Folk music is the original melody of man. It is the musical mirror of the world. A man who possesses genius is insufferable unless he also possesses at least two other things: gratitude and cleanliness. Never trust a thought that didn't come by walking. All isolation is wrong, so say the herd. And long didst thou belong to the herd. Woman is essentially unpeaceful, like the cat, however well she may have trained herself to present an appearance of peace. What was a lie in the father becomes a conviction in the son. The thirst for equality can express itself either as a desire to draw everyone down to one's level, or to raise oneself and everyone else up. Art is essentially the affirmation, the blessing, and the deification of existence. I go in solitude, so as not to drink out of everybody's cistern. When I am among the many, I live as the many do, and I do not think I really think. After a time it always seems as if they want to banish myself from myself and rob me of my soul. Better know nothing than have know many things. Be careful who you choose as your enemy, because that is who you become most like. I wasn't sure what day it was because life is meaningless. Turns out it is Thursday. The thing about life still applies. The pure soul is a pure lie. If you know the why, you can live anyhow. Here the ways of men divide. If you wish to strive for peace of soul and happiness, then believe. If you wish to be a disciple of truth, then inquire. The kingdom of heaven is a condition of the heart, not something that comes upon the earth or after death. I would believe only in a God that knows how to dance. The author must keep his mouth shut when his work starts to speak. The visionary lies to himself, the liar only to others. Original minds are not distinguished by being the first to see a new thing, but instead by seeing the old, familiar thing that is overlooked as something new. Regarding life, the wisest men of all ages have judged alike it is worthless. The secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. The bite of conscience, like the bite of a dog into a stone, is a stupidity. Only strong personalities can endure history, the weak ones are extinguished by it. I was in darkness, but I took 3 steps and found myself in paradise. The first step was a good thought, the second, a good word, and the third, a good deed. You may have enemies whom you hate, but not enemies whom you despise. You must be proud of your enemy, then the success of your enemy shall be your success too. A sedentary life is the real sin against the Holy Spirit. Only those thoughts that come by walking have any value. The Christian resolution to find the world ugly and bad has made the world ugly and bad. A subject for a great poet would be God's boredom after the seventh day of creation. What separates two people most profoundly is a different sense and degree of cleanliness. The end of a melody is not its goal, but nonetheless, had the melody not reached its end, it would not have reached its goal either. A parable. We are, all of us, growing volcanoes that approach the hour of their eruption, but how near or distant that is, nobody knows, not even God. From the sun I learned this: when he goes down, overrich, he pours gold into the sea out of inexhaustible riches, so that even the poorest fisherman still rows with golden oars. For this I once saw, and I did not tire of my tears as I watched it. Love, too, has to be learned. The greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. What does not destroy makes me stronger. I overcame myself, the sufferer. I carried my own ashes to the mountains. I invented a brighter flame for myself. One day soon you will meet a man, and he will rise like a phoenix from the ashes, and it is my greatest hope that he will not give you syphilis. Live dangerously. Build your cities on the slopes of Vesuvius. Linguistic danger to spiritual freedom. Every word is a prejudice. One must pay dearly for immortality. One has to die several times while still alive. A living being seeks, above all, to discharge its strength. Life is will to power. Silence is worse. All truths that are kept silent become poisonous. Love your enemies because they bring out the best in you. All things are subject to interpretation. Whichever interpretation prevails at a given time is a function of power and not truth. Words are but symbols for the relations of things to one another and to us. Nowhere do they touch upon absolute truth. Where is the lightning to lick you with its tongue? Where is the madness with which you should be cleansed? Behold, I show you the Superman. He is this lightning, he is this madness. Man is the cruelest animal. At tragedies, bullfights, and crucifixions he has so far felt best on earth, and when he invented hell for himself, behold, that was his very heaven. Only individuals have a sense of responsibility. The grand style arises when beauty wins a victory over the monstrous. Show me that you are redeemed, and I will believe in your Redeemer. No artist tolerates reality. In war, personal revenge maintains its silence. Women want to serve, and this is where their happiness lies, but the free spirit does not want to be served, and this is where his happiness lies. This is one of the stout-hearted old warriors. He is angry with civilization because he supposes that its aim is to make all good things, honors, treasures, beautiful women, accessible even to cowards. But it is the same with man as with the tree. The more he seeks to rise into the height and light, the more vigorously do his roots struggle earthward, downward, into the dark, the deep, into evil.